This video, we're going to talk about equivalent fractions. So we're going to look at problems that are like those from 3.2, number 33, number 37, and number 41 in this video. To write equivalent fractions, we're going to have to multiply by a form of 1 to get to a denominator that we wish to achieve. So in this problem here, 5 goes into 15 3 times, so I had to multiply by 3 in the denominator. I also have to multiply by 3 in the numerator, and I get an equivalent fraction of 12 over 15. This is the technique we want you to get used to, multiplying by the form of 1 to create the equivalent fraction. However, I also want you to realize that this is something that's later in math going to be called a proportion, where you have two fractions that are set equal to each other. You are allowed to cross multiply and solve the equation. We're not to the point in algebra yet where we can do that and solve for an unknown, but just know that that is coming very soon. Later in this class, you'll be able to put a symbol or a letter here and solve for that using the technique of proportions. But don't look at this like it's a proportion right now. If you know what proportions are, look at this like these are equivalent fractions because you are multiplying by a form of 1, which doesn't change the value of the fraction. It just changes the way that the fraction looks. If we were to reduce this fraction, put it back in lowest terms, we would get back to our original answer. We don't want to do that. We don't want to go back to our original. We want to keep this with the new denominator of 15 in our final answer, since that's what we were asked to do. Okay, let's write now the number 5 with a denominator of 7. We have to see that 5 starts as 5 over 1. And to get the denominator of 7, we need to multiply 1 by 7. So we also need to multiply 5 by 7. And 5 times 7 is 35. 7 goes into 35 5 times. For our last one in this section, we have 12 over 7 that we want to write with a denominator of 35. So 12 over 7 times, I need to multiply by 5 over 5 so that I get a 35 in my denominator. 12 times 5 is 60. So my equivalent fraction is going to be 60 over 35. All right, those are all 3 examples here from this section. Come back next time and we'll use this as our technique to write our fractions with unlike denominators with a common denominator by writing them as equivalent fractions with that denominator, and then we'll be able to add and subtract those fractions that started off with unlike denominators, just like we did when we added like fractions in our earlier video from 3.1. Okay, see you for the next video.